We're back. Early morning stream today. Um, I wanted to pick up a few of the cars that I've been working on for my 3-star uh, performance series in Car Mechanic. That's where you take a car, restore it, and then any part that can be a performance part, you put a performance part on it, and then that performance part has to be a 3-star performance part. So you upgrade it with that scrap material. And then we take the car, take it to the King of the Sands, see if we can win with it in a drag race series. I have two that I'm kind of set up so far. So I'm a little bit further. We're not going to go through all of the points of repairing the car. We're just going to show dyno testing, some optimization of the gears, painting, and then we're going to take it to the drag race. So they should be a quicker video since we're not showing the full restoration because we've shown that more than once now, I believe. So here's where we're at. We get this 1961 Jaguar E-Type. Coming soon will be the 65 Ford GT40. That one's almost done. We're ready for this kind of updated series. So far out of the, let's see here, 76 cars that we've restored, because my first two lines are title lines on this spreadsheet. We're at $10,572 and $572,676. So pretty good value on the cars we've restored so far. And of course, you can see all the cars. I still have them on my Steam screenshot page, which I got linked off the Twitch there, so you could see the cars if you want. All right, let's pop back into Car Mechanic here. Nope. Back into the Car Mechanic. So this is the Jaguar E-Type. So we got it performance parted. You can see the performance lightning whirler and lightning wires, performance alternator. Um, all these parts are nice and performanced. Exhaust manifolds, exhaust, all 3-starred. So now we got to pick on a color, because I haven't done that yet. I don't hate the default. And now this, kind of reminds you of the Ferris Bueller car. So I think, unfortunately, we're just going to have to go with straight red here. I'll still look at the liveries. There is none. Oh, there you go. So yeah, we're Ferris Bueller coloring this car. So we're going for the red Jaguar. Even though I think, yeah, Ferris drove a Ferrari, but this kind of reminds me of that car. I'm just saying, just based on how it looks. So that's what we're painting it as. Simple. Red, tan interior, convertible Jaguar, and that looks classic. All right, let's move that to the dyno. And this is carbureted. So let's tune the carb. What you're trying to do is get all of these to line up. I remember this mini game here. So that, down, up one. Down, down, up one. Down, up one. Well, shoot. Because you want all these to be at 2. Remembering how I did this. Been playing other games lately. Just working on customer jobs on Car Mechanic in the mornings. Well, shoot. One. Oh, that's close. So if I take that, it drops those by... There it is. Apply. Make sure you click apply, which is what I'm clicking is behind my head there. If you don't click apply, it doesn't save that. All right. Gear ratio. Well, let's see what the horsepower is. The old HPs are here first. Start the test. A good performance boost. We're low A as far as our drag rating. 486. I gotta write this on the spreadsheet here. Let's see. HPs 486 and the pound-feet of torque was 471. Save that on my spreadsheet, which I'm not showing right now, but I got it saved. Okay. Now, as far as the quarter mile goes, I think we're going to try something different. I think we're going to try, I'm still going to go with the 411 rear end, but I'm going to try to set 3 gear shifts. So first, second, third. I think that's going to be enough to get us a quarter mile time. So quarter mile time for this car, I'm thinking we'll be in the 150s. So let's set third gear at 155-ish or so, just a round number. So we'll do a 0.7 gear here, and then we'll take second somewhere in here. I'm just going to try to make this kind of like a linear-ish. If I drew a line from here to there, that they kind of line up right. Alright, then we'll add 2 more gears for when we top this out. Make them kind of closer gears. But the thought is less shifting in the quarter mile. I don't know if this is better than what I've done. Generally, I've been running with 7 gears in the quarter mile. Might be too much shifting. I think that's going to be too much for top speed for this car, but let's just apply that. I'm just going to do a quick save. Also, I want to make sure I think my sound here, I got game volume let's just take it down to 10. We don't overwhelm the viewership with the sounds. Alright, let's fire this up. Interestingly, I'm on the wrong side here, because this is a European car. Oh, donk. You don't have to do this, I just like doing this. Now let's start the car. Apparently you can start it from the passenger side. I do like the looks of this car. And let's drive it. I didn't put brake fluid in. Oh my gosh. You might need the brake fluids. Did I put oil in the car? I hope I put oil in the car. There's the brake fluid. Let's check the dipstick. Now we got oil. Did do that. Of coolant? Probably. Maybe. Start her up. We're going to drive it to the drag strip. Alright, we can drive. So we'll do a test drive, and then we're just going to hit straight into the King of the Sand, see how we do. Test, quarter mile, start. I think we're going to run in the cab. On the brake, gas. 1, 2, third gear. That third gear is really high though. It drops the RPMs way back. Maybe I need first and second higher. 114. Alright, so I think I overshot as far as my speed. Let's just turn to the garage. So third is too high, or too low. I'll make that a little higher, maybe shoot for a top speed, or a quarter mile speed around 130-ish? Maybe? Looking like 130-ish, and a solid number. Do an 8.0 rear end. And I'm going to make these just a shade higher. 1.4 rear end. Take this down to like a 225 maybe. We'll go to a 2. That looks decent. Apply that. Let's go back and drive our Jaguar. Drive back to the drag strip. You can't make those gear adjustments at the track. It's okay, it just, then you end up having to deal with car mechanic loading screen. So small adjustments at the track wouldn't be a bad idea, like if they had a pit road or something, where you could access your gear ratios, because really that's what you're going to be adapting. If you wanted to take some tuning out of your car, add tuning to the car, like changing out some of the performance parts, I could see you having to go back to the garage for that, but the others would be nice to do at the track. 12 seconds at 123. Okay, that'll be our start. I'm going to put that on my record on my spreadsheet. Quarter mile time was what? 12.012 at 123. So we're pretty close predicting the speed. I don't know if we're going to get much more out of this in the quarter mile. So let's try the King of the Sands and see how we do. So the rating on our car is 469. The low end of A is 400. So I consider that a low A car. We'll go ahead and do some bets on cars here. Got some cars in this bracket that are way rated higher than our car. That's probably not a good thing. All right, that's us. And we got a Hellcat we're going against. Hey, we were over 500 on our bets at least. That's something. All right, on the brake, gas. Ah, she's taken away from me. That Hellcat. I might have to change up the gears. I don't think 3 gears is going to be right. Even though I did improve my time, 11.65. It's probably on my reaction time it was better. Record that. 11.645. 23 still. Alright. I'm going to go back to what I've been doing previously with more gears. Back to the garage. And they need a pit road at the drag track so you can make these adjustments on the fly while you're at the racetrack. Alright, gear ratios. See if we can get it into the 5th gear at about 130 something. try this. See how it performs. There's about 1,000 ways to move your car. I just like hopping in the car, starting it, and driving. Just adds to that realism a bit. At least these bets should pay for our entry fee. Right at 500 on the bets. And run behind the car this time. Brake, gas. Could argue that 5 was a little too low of a gear. We did improve our time and our speed a bit. So yeah, I think the 3 gears is a silly idea. 11, 114, 128. So at least we got through the first round of the King of the Sands here. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so over 500 on the bets that time. Not bad. That Ferrari is a 500 rated car. If we end up against him, we might not do well. I held 4th gear a little longer because I think 5th gear is a little too low, which is why it was right at the peak of the red line in 4th gear. But I think that made a little bit of a speed difference. Yep. 11.056 at 128. Some of that might have been decent reaction time too, but all right, we're into the quarters. And we're not against the Ferrari. The Ferrari lost. Brake, gas. I think we got him. Yeah, we did. Just a little bit more speed. Man, we're getting just a little better. I'm just holding the shift times just a shade longer each gear there. Well, heck, we might have a win on our hands here. Let's see. We're up against Audi. I think that's the Maya T8 is an Audi. Let's see. Is that an Audi? Yeah, that's that modern Audi. All right, 3rd person view. Brake, gas. Can't see him on the left. I think we got him. Yeah, we had him. We got a little more speed too, 129. It's a lower time. Yeah, it is a lower time than our last, but we got a little more. Well, my reaction time was up a bit. But hey, we got a King of the Sands win. All right, that car is good. King of the Sands win. Put that on my spreadsheet as yes. Head back to the shop, and then we'll just do a screenshot for this car, and then this car is done. So this is a much quicker kind of summary of that 3-star car versus the full restoration that I've done with the other cars in the 3-star series. All right, let's move it to the car wash. Just give it a polish up here real quick. Do you race a car or the racetrack or the drag strip? It does get dirty. It doesn't affect the uh, components, like you don't get wear and tear on the car, but it does pick up dirt. If you're going to take a screenshot like I'm about to do, you want to make sure that it's clean at least. Photo mode. I always end up setting these up like about the same way every time. I do like this car. It looks cool. And it's not like, obviously, the Ferrari that was in Ferris Bueller, but it reminds me of that car. Same era-ish. There we go. New screenshot. What is this car? This is a Jaguar E-Type. What year is this? It's 1961. Gotta label that on the screenshot. Or a car. This is our... Which number is this as far as our restoration goes? 77? Yep. Number 77. A 1961. 1961 Jaguar E-Type. Upload. All right, it is on the Steam screenshot pages. Exit this. 6:30. I'm gonna record the value on my spreadsheet, and then this car will be done. And then I might stop this one and start the or stop the stream and then start another stream right after it with the 65 Ford GT. I got more work to do on that one. That is a nice car. All right, let's move that to the parking garage. Should be in the right spot, I believe. First 7 and into the 8th alley are all cars that are restored, so that was the last one restored. The Jeep here was the one we had just restored before this. All my parking garage is basically full. Just tons of cars. Dave? Oh, shoot, I forgot to check the price of that car. That was what I was doing. Parking. Can I see the value from the parking garage? I don't think I can. Nope. I move it to the garage. Which means it'll be out front. There's our 67. Value. 103,944. 103,944. Record that value so we get our running total on our spreadsheet. That kicks our total value up a little bit. Now I can move it back to the parking garage. And then preview for the next 3-star series. The 65 Ford GT40. Engine is done. The engine is 3-starred up. So we just got body, wheels. I think I got the brakes done. Yeah, I did get the brakes done. We got 3-star performance ceramic rotors all the way around. So we'll get the body done, paint that up, and then we'll go through the same process for this car. But that'll be the next stream, probably later this morning. I gotta grab some breakfast and get ready for the rest of my day. But I wanted to get one of these 3-stars out of the way at least. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to upload this up to YouTube to the 3-star series. We'll see you next time.